So if you're looking for Tesla drama, you've come to the right place. And in fact, there's so much Tesla drama. We're not even going to talk about Twitter because that's a whole other ball of drama. And you put them together and you got a, S storm. Take a look at this headline, guys. A fired Tesla employee posts new video of full self-driving running a red light. You've probably seen the video already. I'll give you the basic gist of it. The car runs a red light, and while you do that, the driver is basically swearing and panicking and stuff like that. And this is honest. If I'm in a car that goes, through a red light through an intersection, you could actually die. So I'd probably be freaking out too. And one of the things that I really want to point to why this matters is, yes, I get it. The bull will tell you, FSD is going to happen. The robot drivers are coming. The reality is that for it to actually work, we would probably need to change the infrastructure in the U.S. and in other countries because you have to align all of the street lights to make it more easier for the robots to see. Because in this particular example, you can see is it at this intersection or many intersections like it, the red and the green are actually next to each other because it's at a weird angle. So that's sort of why it fooled the robot, but humans would pick up on that. There was a thing in the Wall Street Journal, I guess you hear, America's most tech-forward city has doubts about self-driving cars. And this is sort of why we're making this evidently. And we've actually have people in the community who actually use these things, be it Waymo or GM's Cruise. And if you guys have experience with Waymo, I'd love to hear about it. Evidently, though, regular people aren't so convinced. And this is where it is I want to show you. There's a picture of so like a Cruise. But they did a survey asking people, and the question is interesting. When consumers asked, what is the maximum level of automation you would be comfortable with? They replied, so 80% said, no drivers, no robot drivers, no automation, right? 15% said emergency only, so features that are usually inactive but active only in certain events, such as collisions. So, for example, if your car, gets in a accident or the sensors think that you're going to be imminent doom, so like that. So maybe then the car will jump in. So 50% say emergency only. A driver assist, 41% are okay with that. So features that actively help the driver while the driver remains in control. I'm all about the beeps, guys. This is, real. And I also telling you real, it's really fun to drive the Tesla around. But a lot of cars have the beeps. I like the beeps. You're getting too, close to the line, it beeps. Getting too close to the car, beeps. You're backing up, you hit something, it beeps. I like that stuff. And it keeps me on my toes. Well, partial self-driving, 14% are okay with that. Features that relieve the driver of control for periods of time. You could call something like cruise control, that kind of things, maybe on the freeway. But then we get to full self-driving, which is the kind of the pinnacle. Features that completely relieve the driver of all control for the entire drive. Only 12% are comfortable with that. So, and I'm looking at the data the same way as you guys are. It's not that people are necessarily against, being assisted or in certain situations, but completely full self-driving, not many people are on board. If you actually look more at the article, they show that I guess Cruise is losing a bunch of money. This is a lot, actually. It's like over $3 billion a year they're losing. And there was interesting. They were showing a video right here. Basically, when this is the Waymo, not the Cruise, but when it tries to go in traffic, it almost hits a car. But this is just a good example of how difficult it is to drive in heavy traffic. There's just so many variables going on. Like, for example, you guys drive, right? I drive. Sometimes you look at a driver and they point, your turn to go. And I point back, okay, I'll go. Thank you. How is the robots going to handle that kind of thing? And that is a major part of driving, is interacting with other drivers on traffic, etc. And I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that one, if you think the robots are going to be able to handle driver signaling each other. There are other situations as well, which we talked about last year, made a video on it. A good one was where there's a bunch of birds in the road. The robot has a tough time dealing with that because if you keep driving, the birds actually fly away, right? You guys know this. However, the robot might say, oh my God, birds, obstacles, stop. And actually the car behind you will hit you, that kind of thing. There's any number of things that are difficult for full self-driving cars. Even Elon Musk himself, you can see this here, it says Elon Musk says Tesla's market cap is directly tied to whether it solves autonomous driving. Basically, the valuations of Tesla, right? Tesla is an expensive stock. And the reason why it's so expensive is because there is the belief that robotaxis are coming, the humanoid robots are coming, and that they will finally master FSD, even though it's been promised since 2016. What is that, 7 years ago? Where is it, guys? It's a pipe dream. And, I get it. The pumpers will keep pumping it to you forever. And say, oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. But I have my doubts the same way that as we just showed you at the survey, regular people also have their doubts as well. Moreover, recently, it looks like you read the headline, Tesla faces California class action on its EV range claim. So the basic gist of it is, we talked about this before, Tesla actually was very, very aggressive in saying how far, their cars could go, what the range was on the batteries. And then they would also program into their cars to basically lie to you what your range is. How it worked was, once your battery hits 50%, then on purpose, it would start to show you a little bit more accurate. So above 50% charge, it would not tell you the right stuff. And this is directed by Elon Musk. And moreover, as we saw with the story, I think it was like a week or so ago, they used to have a call center where Tesla owners would call in and say, hey, something's wrong with my range, something's wrong with my car. And they would put you on mute, laugh at you, and then cancel whatever service appointment that you have done. And then they'd ring a xylophone and celebrate. That's essentially what they would do. Not so great. So as it turns out, some people are upset and they are filing a class action. So we'll see how that goes. Again, there's always drama with Tesla. If you want to know what else is going on bad, it turns out they're not selling so many cars in China. Headlines. Tesla China deliveries plunged 31% in July to lowest this year. And I get it. If you're Tesla bull, you think all this is FUD, right? This is just all about fear. Talking about reality that your sales are down in China. Oh, I'm just scaring you. I'm just making numbers up, right? and there's another thing that's really sad. I did this, I think it was like 2 weeks ago already. I did a full overview of the earnings report. I'll put a link in the video if you want to watch that. Please do. And I go over every single number. If you watch the pumpers, they do not go over all the numbers. They only look at revenue. And it's pretty ludicrous. And if you don't understand, basically they only look at money coming in. They don't look at money going out. And they don't look at the bottom line. Now, I'll make this really clear. If you want to get good at stocks, look at the freaking bottom line. It's not hard to understand. But if you don't understand that part, you shouldn't be doing this stuff at all. But that's what essentially the pumpers do. They only look at a few numbers. They don't actually look at the bottom line. Moreover, they don't look at all the numbers, meaning the history of what's going on with the stock. So it looks like things are slowing down over there, but I get it, right? You look at the chart, you say, okay, 253, that's all I look at. I only know about price. I try to show you guys other things. Look at the P/E ratio, 72. It's really, really high. It's really high. Now, you say, okay, well, what would be a good PE? Well, I'll just give you a general gist. You want your earnings growth to be greater than that. So if you're paying 72 PE for a stock, you're saying, okay, I'm going to get my earnings growth of 80%. I don't think that's going to happen next year. You may be looking at negative earnings growth, perhaps. It is not a great situation. Tesla is still going to exist. They're still going to make money. But you can overpay for a stock. You can overpay for a car. For example, let's say like the Model 3, maybe you should pay 30 or 40. Do not pay $200,000 for the said car. Why do I use those kind of numbers? If you want to ask the robots what Tesla's worth, this would say fair value 146, 73% overvalued. Can you make money on Tesla? Yes. Trading Tesla, you can totally make money. But if you're going to this stuff blind, you're going to lose. If you're going into this stuff following people who just pump, you're going to lose. Guys, I like technology, right? I watch the show Star Trek. I like the new series. It's actually really good. It's called Strange New Worlds. I like these transporter technologies they have in Star Trek. Is transport technology real? Probably not. Could it come in the future? Maybe. It totally could. The same way with robot drivers could come in the future, but I think the odds are low. Moreover, FSD looks to be doubtful. People don't necessarily like it. Moreover, Fitch just recently downgraded America. That doesn't look so great. Remember, the cars aren't selling so well in China. And American consumers is the headline. Americans owe a record $1 trillion in credit card debt, and interest rates are still staying elevated. So, the question I pose to you, does it sound logical or illogical as interest rates go up that people may slow down their purchases, right? If costs stay elevated on things, people may not have so much money to buy a Tesla, et cetera. And also, too, if more competition hits the market. Now, Elon Musk himself, I got to repeat it because you may not understand, but I'll just make it really clear. Elon Musk himself says, hey, our stock is valued high because we believe in FSD. And if that falls through, and we already know people don't like it, we saw it with the polling data, we saw the cars run red lights and all these kind of things, you're in a world of hurt. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. I try to give you the truth in this stuff, and I understand If I want to be popular, make popular YouTube videos, I would just tell you that Elon Musk is awesome. He's the smartest guy in the world. And Tesla is going to be the greatest company in the history of mankind. It's going to make robots. It's going to make spaceships. It's going to make all kinds of stuff. And you're all going to be really rich. So, see, there you go. So, anyway, thanks again for watching. And I'll catch you in the next video.